Hi, so I'm Simon Best from Acton House Farms, points past County Armagh, and we're here today in a field of winter oats. We grow these under a higher level environmental stewardship scheme for white oats in Tandragee. They're 5 miles away from here, so it's a great story to be able to produce a food crop for a market which is so close to home here. About 6 or 8 weeks away from harvest, we've started to get the grains are starting to come through. This will extend a bit further, and you can see the grains that are on that particular stem. We've got our bag of oats here, so effectively each one of these kernels on what's called the panicle of the plant will be rolled into the porridge that we can see here. Looking very healthy at the minute, and great to see a little bit of rain. It's been fantastic weather to be outside the last few weeks, but the crops are starting to struggle a little bit, so I think the rain that's coming the next few days will be a great help to get those grains nice and full, so we get a good yield of porridge at the end. So on the farm here we're involved in a number of environmental habitat schemes and a number of environmental habitats that we've put in place. So what we see here is a rough grass margin, so around the border of this field we have a 3 to 4 metre margin which is in just mixed grass. Does a number of things. It gives a buffer to the field, so it keeps all our machinery out from the edge, but it also is a great habitat for some nesting birds and other wildlife around the edge of the field. A big part of what we do on farm here is to look after our soils and reinvest in our soils. We use a lot of organic material, compost, farmyard manure, to try and increase the organic matter that we have in our soil. So about 3 months ago, back I think it was the 6th of March, I buried some cotton underpants here just to see what the activity of our soil was like. So I'm going to dig them up here today, and we can see how much they've broken down, and that'll tell us how active and how much microbial activity there is in our soil. 3 months ago, these were a brand new pair of cotton underpants, and you can see that they're almost completely disintegrated. This is fantastic to see, because it shows there's an awful lot of activity going on in our soil, and this effectively being a natural material in cotton, it shows how any organic material in our soil is breaking down. This not only gives our soil great structure for our crops to grow in, but it also makes the soil very efficient in using the nutrients that are in there to help the crop to grow, and that saves us having to put more nutrients onto the ground artificially.
So we're here with our pedigree Aberdeen Angus. These are the yearling heifers. So these would have been born in early March, April of last year. We actually, stage they're at now, we AI'd them last week using a synchronisation program with seeders, and now they're just in. There's actually in the Midland, there's a cow and one of last autumn's bull calves, just to give us a bit of an idea if they're coming back into heat again, and we'll put a stock bull in with them. After we have another go at AIing them, we have KMR heat detectors that just arrived today that we'll put on their back just to see if we're getting any of them cycling. Give them another go with AI, and then the stock bull will go in. These females were born March, April of 2019. We try to calve them at that time of the year so we get them up in the shed and then they can go out to grass. This is sort of very typical of what they'd be grazing on. A field in a smallish group together, and these will be kept for breeding.